And we're live.
Kyle, have you followed UFC 268? It is in like 3 days, or the day this video comes out, and it is pretty much a Super Bowl UFC event.
Dude, wait, that's not the one that's got Usman, is it? In Covington?
It is on Saturday.
Wait, does that also have Rose?
Yes.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to. I'm going to be here still.
Okay. Yeah. So I was just looking at
television in Illinois.
I'm not going to be at this house. I'm transferring to another house that's a little nicer. But it doesn't matter. It's neither here nor there. I'm just worried about the TV situation now because I really
on my laptop most of the time. But yeah, so there's the main card is 5 fights, and that means there's 10 fighters. I care about 8 of those fighters, which is maybe 5 more than a normal card, and it's pretty badass. So of course, Usman fights Covington. That in itself. It seems like UFC is a little short on interesting fighters right now, and Covington is near the top of the list. His nicknames are creative on like a Trump level, but it's still working for me. He calls Kamaru Usman Juice Man because he looks like he's on steroids. And Covington just sits there at the camera perplexed, like, I don't get it. The guy's 32 years old. He's got pimples on his back and his shoulders. It's like a second puberty. It must be like a chemical imbalance. Who knows why this could happen to Marty Juice Man? It's hilarious.
Does he really have acne on his shoulders?
He does, but he's black, so it doesn't have like red dots and show in the same way it does on white people.
Yeah,
but he does. There's a guy in his division called Kamzat Chimaev or something like that. It's a hard name for me. Anyway, he calls him Cumshot. I don't know. It just does. We should get him on Lock and Load. Cumshot.
Yeah, he's a good. He's a real good troll. The stuff he does on social media is always ridiculous. He's always got like girls that are barely clothed, and I think his opening like line is always "What's up, virgins and nerds." I think like that's his intro.
I'm there for it. I like it. it. He's trolling. Sometimes I can't tell what's him and what's the thing. Like, what's up, virgins and nerds with the bikini girls and stuff. Like, all right, clearly he's being a showman here. But then there's some other stuff. Like, he was ripping on a guy in his weight class because he got knocked out with COVID. And he's like, how weak is this guy? It's a common cold. 99.9% survivor. Most people get it. They don't even know they have it. This guy goes 9 months without fighting. He's got to quit the UFC. This is a weak-willed, poor constitution man. And I'm like, I can't. I might be marking out for the gimmick here because I think he believes this.
No, I don't think. I think that's the character again because that's too mean. I think it's almost all a character because
I don't know. I think there's some Covington in there, but I could be marking up. So
who knows? I don't think he was always like that though. But yeah, you're right. That's a huge fight because the last fight was closer than I think people remember because I went back and watched it, and I think it was all tied up going into the 5th round.
Yes,
and so he would make such a better champion. Like I like a champion who's brash and entertaining like that. And when they've got the belt, they're able to really stand on a larger stage in front of more eyes. And I think it would also give him like carte blanche to say more ridiculous things. He's like, I am the champ. Like he can talk more shit when he's the champion. It's hard to get your jaw broken and then go talk shit, both literally and like street rap style. It's just like, wait, are you talking shit? He just broke your jaw. Like you can't really say anything.
He hasn't fought. He maybe fought one time since he lost to Usman before, and he blamed his corner. He's like, we're in between rounds, and my corner tells me to breathe. That's not advice I need. We're all good at breathing. Everyone here knows how to breathe. You know, like I want some actual advice I can use when I go out there again. Now, I don't. I used to watch. I forget the name of John Jones's coach, Rinklin. Anyway, first thing he'd tell his fighter is like, all right, deep breath, calm down. And basically he got him to get more rest out of that 2 minutes than he would have otherwise, or 1 minute, whatever it is between rounds. So like, I get it. Like first thing, calm the fighter down. Then I speak to the calmed version of him. But I also think if I was in that, for me as a make-believe fighter, I would want my corner to be like, dude, he hates your right. He hates your right. Keep firing that thing. It's scaring him. And once you get him backed up, then you can do your 3-punch combo. It'll work.
Yeah,
That's what I'm listening for. That it's technical.
I would want technical stuff as well. Unless like whether it's something like, hey, every time you're throwing that jab, like he's like lowering his left hand, he's dropping his left. Every time you throw it, you've got to follow up. You've got to punches and bunches. That's what I want to hear. I'm like, I'm inspired now. Or if he says, hey man, when you throw that leg kick, are you noticing how much he hates it? Be like, no, I'm actually like looking at his knee because I'm throwing a leg kick. Well, he hates it.
Or on the other side, hey Woody, every time you throw your left, you bring it back to your ribs instead of your jaw. Keep that hand up. Sure. He's going to start noticing it. Stop doing that. Whatever. That's the advice I want. If they just say breathe, you can get them. You look good in there, buddy. That's not helping me. All right. So anyway,
a bit like a poker movie with a tell though. Are we really going to see that in every single fight? Is it like so noticeable to the people not involved in it that you could realistically and reliably do that?
A lot more than a live tell, because they are going in there and like fighting, right? So like they're matching up in various ways, and like there's always going to be some room for improvement. It might not be as definitive as, oh, when you do this, he does that. So now you do this and you win. Like it's not going to be that, but there's going to be some room for improvement. Like after the first round, that they should be able to see. Maybe it's, hey, circle away from his right. You're circling into his power hand. Like circle away, or hey, get away from the cage. What are you doing? He's bullying you. Like it could be something as simple as that. Just not breathe. I wouldn't want breathe. I would want breathe because I don't know anything. I would need breathe, but
I did forget to breathe. I've been hit a lot.
Oh, thank you. I forgot. You know what? I
your face up. Pick your face up
all day.
That is a good point.
Yeah. I would.
Anyway, so then the next is Rose versus, what is that Chinese chick's name?
Wang Li or something. Weili. Dude, I'm so
Zhanzang. Yeah, it's funny. It's so close. I think they've had a fight go each way. They're 1-1. This is the trilogy fight, I think.
No.
And am I mixing it up with someone else?
I believe they've only fought once, and Rose knocked her out. Because here's the way I remember it. Let's see if I can string this together. Andrade dropped Rose on her head, so then she was the champion. That's what it is. And then Andrade got destroyed. Maybe by the Chinese girl, and then the Chinese girl beat the fuck out of Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and then Rose knocked her out. Like those are the fights that I remember.
That sounds right. Also, Rose beat Andrade too. I have it in front of me now, but yeah, I mixed up. I thought it was the Chinese chick Zhang Wei, something like that dropped Rose on her head, but it wasn't. I had it wrong.
Yeah, that was Andrade. Yeah. Who was getting completely outclassed before that.
This is a situation where I don't think there should have been an instant rematch. Rose just beat this woman. She got the title. But this woman's from China, which is a market that's very important to the UFC. They would love to get all those Chinese viewers. So they're giving her a shot at the champ right again. So
I disagree with you. I felt like this was a time for an immediate rematch, but I didn't want it to be, because I think we're the same in this regard. We're always worried about Rose. We're always afraid for Rose. We don't know how she can win, and like when I'm watching,
and then she
does, and when I'm watching her fight, I'm like surprised every time by just how good she is, because like I'm not exaggerating when I say this. She's top 2 or 3 best fighters in the UFC, I think. Like just her movement, and human beings who fight in the UFC, I think. I think Rose is. I think she's in the top 2 or 3. Like because every time I watch her fight, it's masterful. It's masterful. I've never seen her commit a mistake. The only thing she ever did was when she was destroying Andrade, obviously, like she let herself get picked up and dropped on her head. That's the only mistake I've ever seen her make. Otherwise, she's just maintaining perfect distance and just looking incredible.
Is she the 3rd best woman ever? I've got who's the big strong one who's just wrecking everyone?
Well, there's Amanda Nunes. There's
That's her.
there's
And then there's the
Valentina
Bullet.
Shevchenko, and there's
Her.
Rose Namajunas, and they just
Yep.
happen to be your 3 current champions right now across 4 divisions. And I don't know which one is more talented. I lean towards Shevchenko or Rose though, because I think Nunes, like, big thing is her power. She's just got so much knockout power for 135.
She beat Cyborg. Gave up
At
size.
145, she beat Cyborg. Yeah, it's a ton of power.
Yeah, Cyborg can barely make 145. Anyway, UFC 268's coming. I'm totally psyched. It's one of the Super Bowl events. Chandler's fighting Gaethje. Like that's
Gaethje.
Love
Gaethje.
I love both
Gaethje's
of
a main
those
event
guys.
to me.
Agreed. Well, I don't know if you've seen enough Chandler, but you'd like him. He does a really good interview. He's smart. He's clever.
I'm sure I have. I can't picture him in my head right now, but I'm sure I have.
Yeah, you'll probably get exposed to him again after this weekend and be like, "Oh, I like that guy. He's good." You know, he's one of the people I want on my TV.
Yeah, I've watched every card for I don't know how long now. Maybe since prison. But I'm going to watch this one way or another, even if I got to go to a bar out here or something. But I'm looking forward to it.
It's a good one. Then Frankie Edgar fights Marlon Vera. That's
holy shit. Yeah, it's a wild card. So yeah, sorry if that bored any of you non-UFC people, but seriously, if you ever, I say this occasionally, maybe 3 times a year. This is that card where you're going to be exposed if you spend your $70 to like some of the best across multiple divisions, fighting against good competition. And Joe Rogan is going to be back for the first time since Conor McGregor fought. So it's a good time to come back.
That's an interesting thing with Rogan. He to me, Rogan was the most important employee at the UFC. I mean, obviously Dana White, but like maybe more important than any single fighter. He was the voice of it. When he's like, "Oh, he got rocked" and stuff, I'm like, man, I feel like Rogan is as essential to this thing as anybody. That's changed for me. Now, yeah, he does fine, but there are other people who do that job well too.
Here's what I wish, because he's very important for me. I'm very glad that he's coming back. It hasn't been the same without him. I need him there. I wish he had a show that like I feel like he's got so much money he doesn't have to do anything. But man, I wish he had some sort of ESPN show. I wish he was behind a fucking desk for an hour every night, like 5 nights a week, like talking UFC, like just pure UFC show. Like
I don't know. There's enough content for that.
There's so much content for that. There's 2 other shows that do that.
That like UFC an hour a day.
Michael Bisping and has that show, right? Where that's on ESPN, I think, and I think so does the fucking Chael. Chael's got a show.
I knew that Chael had a show. I never see it, and the rare times I get exposed to it, he says that he like repeats everything on his YouTube channel.
That's I'm sure that's all true. I haven't seen it either. I just know he has a show. I don't watch ESPN.